Hello again and welcome to this video on expanding brackets, and these are the hardest ones. Okay, these are the hardest ones. I'm going to do this in a nice little pink. Would you call this a pink highlighter? Maybe I should go over that in black again. These are the hardest types of expanding brackets questions because you have to do a bit of work before you can actually start using the steps we learned in this tab over here on the right hand side, expanding brackets. This one we have to do a little bit of work first, and you'll see it there. Step one, there's something we have to do before we can start doing these steps here. We didn't have to do this before, this first step, where we have to break up the first bracket. And that's where people find these questions difficult. So let's take our time now doing this, and I'm going to do the first one here with you, this example, and I'm going to show you what I mean when I say break up the first bracket. Let's take a look at the first bracket. There's two terms in it. There's this term, 2x, and there's this term, 3. Let's highlight them two different colors. Let's highlight the first term in green, and let's highlight the second term in yellow. Yeah, why not? Yellow. And of course, remember, you always highlight the sign in front of that term. So we've highlighted them. What we have to do is we have to break up that first bracket. So what's the first thing in the bracket? That 2x. We're going to write that down, and we're not going to put the plus 3 beside it. Instead, what we're going to put beside it is not the 3, but that second bracket. This one over here. We're going to put that beside it. 3x plus 6, close bracket. And then, after that, then we're going to put this plus 3. Let's not forget to highlight it yellow so that we can see. And then we put in beside that this bracket again. So let's just go over that again, what we did, because that's important what we just did. It's tricky. We had two brackets, and there was two terms in each of those brackets. We took the first term out of the first bracket and wrote it down. And beside it, we put this second bracket, the whole thing. Look at it there. It's right there. 3x plus 6. We put that there. Then we took the second thing out of the first bracket, that plus 3, and we put that beside that second bracket again. So that's what breaking up the first bracket means. You take the first thing out of the first bracket and put it here. And then you take the second thing out of the first bracket and put it there. And in between the two, you have this second bracket. You write that twice. What do you think? Tricky. But if you get that done, now you're just on to the steps that we talked about in the previous video in that tab up there on expanding brackets. We have to multiply this in here and in here. Then we have to multiply this in here and in here, following those rules that we did already, these 4 rules. Will we do it really quickly? You should have got the hang of it by now, hopefully. Let's do the first thing that we used to do, sign by sign. Plus by a plus is a plus. Number by number, 2 by 3 is 6. Letter by letter, x by x is x squared. And on to the second thing to do. So plus by a plus is a plus. 2 by 6 is 12. X by nothing else stays as x. Okay, now we have to multiply this 3 into these two terms in the bracket there. So plus by a plus is a plus. 3 by 3 is 9. Nothing by x stays as x. And lastly, plus by a plus is a plus. 3 by 6 is 18. Letter by letter, there are no letters. None on 3 and none on 6, so it just stays as 18. Okay, now we're on to the very last step. Step 5. Put like terms together, or put together like terms. Well, let's get our different highlighters now for this, because let's do, what do we do? Lilac. Want the highlighter. Let's go through this now, what we have, and see what we've got. We've got an x squared here, so let's highlight that in lilac. Oh, is there any other x squareds? No. So that's the end of the x squared color. Let's do a nice little turquoise. Let's highlight this. This is an x. We've got plus 12x. So we highlight the plus 12x. We always highlight the sign in front as well. What else? Oh, we've got another x here. So we better highlight this one as well, the same color, so that we can see with our eyes what we need to put together. And then lastly, we have just a normal number, an 18. So we can highlight that in a different color there, 18. Now we've got to put all these together. So what can go with the 6x squared? Nothing. So that just stays as 6x squared. These two can be put together. We can do our calculator for that. 12 plus 9, or plus 12 plus 9 is plus 21. X. Remember, we're not multiplying anymore. The multiplying is over. We did that up here. Now we're just literally adding them or subtracting them, whatever they're telling us to do. So it's a plus, so we plus them together, we got 21. And there's nothing to add on to this 18. There's no other normal number, so we just put that down, and that's it on its own, and that's the answer. Okay? Not too bad, is it? They're hard, but we can get the hang of them. Let's try another one. Let's do this one a little bit quicker. Okay, we've got to break up the first bracket, remember? So we've got to take this one out, and then we have to take this one out, and we have to put both of them beside the second bracket. We'll highlight that all in one big blue. Okay, so we've got to take the 3x out. Okay, that's the one we highlighted in green. And we've got to put that beside this second bracket here. 5x squared minus 2. Then we've got to put that 2. And we had that highlighted in yellow, didn't we? So we'll highlight that in yellow, just so we can see what we're doing. And then beside that, we put this bracket in again, this 5x squared minus 2. Okay, we've done that bit. That's the hardest bit, where we break up the first bracket. Now we've got some multiplying to do. We've got to multiply in here, and in here, in here, and in here. Okay, sign by sign. Plus by a plus is a plus. Number by number. 3 by 5 is 15. X by x squared. Can you remember from the last video what that gives us? It won't give us x squared. We already have an x squared. It's going to give us more than x squared. X by x squared. Let's see if we can look at it down here. Do we have it written? X squared. A squared by a would give us a cubed. So x squared by x would give us x cubed, or x to the power of 3. So it's plus 15x to the power of 3. Okay, plus by a minus. Oh, that gives us a minus. 3 by 2 is 6. X by nothing else, so it's just x. And on to this. We've got to multiply this now into these two terms in the brackets. Plus by a, what sign is that? It's a plus, isn't it? If there's nothing there, it means it's a plus. Plus by a plus is a plus. 2 by 5 is 10. Nothing by x squared stays as x squared. Plus by a minus is a minus. 2 by 2 is 4. Letter by letter, there are no letters, so it stays as 4. Okay, now we better group or get our like terms together, put together our like terms. Let's see what we have that are alike. We've got x cubed, or x to the power of 3. Any more of them? No. We've got x's. Any more of them? No. We've got, what else do we have? We've got x squareds. Any more of them? No. And then lastly, we've got normal numbers. Just a number there, a little -4 at the end. Nothing to add that onto. So we've got our answer. There's nothing we can do. There's no tidying up that we can do. The answer is 15x cubed minus 6x plus 10x squared minus 4. There's our answer. Now, are you ready to try some? I'm going to show you 2 questions now that you can try and do. You're going to have to pause the video to try them. And then afterwards, when you have them done, press play on the video to see how you've gotten on. I'll go through them on the video. Okay, so I'll just zoom in a little bit more so you can see it a little bit better. Maybe see the steps as well. There are your 2 questions. 1 and 2. You can give those a go. Have a look at the steps if you need to. And when you're finished, press play again on the video to see how you got on. Best of luck. And magic, the steps have been wiped clear and we're about to start correcting them. So if you haven't tried them yet, you can still pause the video, but I'm going to continue on to do this first question here. Hopefully you've done it yourself in a copy and you've given it a go and you watch me now do it. So step 1, remember, is to break up the first bracket. So I've got to take that out and then I have to take this one out and I have to put them both beside that second bracket. Okay, so let's go. We've got 3, whoopsie daisy, wrong color. We have got 3x squared, that's the thing I had in green, and we have to put that beside this bracket here. Whoopsie daisy, once again, wrong color. 4x plus 3 minus 2 by 4x plus 3. Now we put in the colors. Hope you did this. You don't have to use colors, by the way. I'm just using colors to show people what's going on. You don't have to use highlighters at all in your answers. Hopefully they're helpful. They might be more confusing, hopefully not. Now we have to do the multiplying now. We've done step 1 where we broke up the brackets. Now we actually have to multiply in there. So 3x squared by 4. Let's do this. Plus, we'll do it in red, why not? Plus by a plus is a plus. Number by number. 3 by 4 is 12. Letter by letter. X squared by x. X cubed. Ooh. Moving on. Plus by a plus is a plus. Number by number. 3 by 3 is 9. X squared by nothing else is just x squared. Okay. On to this one. Minus 2 by 4x is minus 8x. Minus 2 by that is going to be minus 6. Let's get our like terms. We have an x cubed. Any more x cubes? No. We've got x squareds. Any more x squareds? No. We've got a normal x over here. Any more normal x's? No. And we have a normal number over here. Any more normal numbers? No. So that is actually our answer. We don't have to do anything with that. There's nothing to add to it. Now on to this one. Hopefully you got that one. It was a hard one. On to this one. 5x. Let's break up that first bracket and put it beside the second bracket. Take out that second term and put that beside the second bracket. Now let's do some multiplying. In. I'm going to do this one without highlighters. Maybe it will help. Plus by a plus is a plus. Number by number. 5 by 6 is 30. Letter by letter. X by x is x squared. And onwards and upwards. Plus by a plus is a plus. 5 by 3 is 15. X by nothing else, it just stays as x. On to this one. Ooh, danger, danger. Minus out here, we got to be careful. Minus by a plus is a minus. 1 by 6 stays as 6. Nothing by x stays as x. Minus by a plus is a minus. 1 by 3 is 3, and there's no letters, so it stays as 3. Now let's get them together. So we've got x squareds here. We've got x here. Any more x's? Oh yeah, there is. This time we're going to have to use our calculator. Put those two together, and then we just have a normal little number down at the end there, hanging out on its own. He's not going to, he's it on his own. Okay, 30x squared. Well, there's nothing to add that one onto, so it stays as 30x squared. That plus that is going to be plus 9x, and that is minus 3, and that is the answer. Well done if you got both of those. They're very, very hard questions. Well done. See you in the next video.